The first British underground drug scene took shape in a country traumatised by war, beset by fears of danger from abroad, and bewildered by the upheavals that women were causing as they claimed spaces hitherto assumed to be exclusively for men. Drugs came to be seen as a menace to society during the First World War and its aftermath, taking the nation by surprise. Novel, startling, and disturbing, they were seen as a morbid symptom of an onrushing modernity that challenged the existing order at every level, from the imperial to the personal. The moral panic they triggered was a chorus of alarms about a changing world centred upon the behaviour of young women, with external threats personified by men of colour. In telling the story of London's first drug underground and the people who were part of it, Dope Girls examines an outbreak of patriarchal anxiety in an imperial nation. Distant as it is, the episode speaks eloquently to concerns that preoccupy us more than 100 years later. Although the first drug panics were a national sensation, the drug-taking that provoked them was largely confined to the West End of London, together with an eastern enclave in the small Chinese quarter of Limehouse. Today, illegal drugs are perceived to be present everywhere, from small English towns to cities all around the world, and at every level of society. Documentaries, news reports, and dramas create a sense that the traffic is too dizzyingly profitable and the traffickers too terrifyingly ruthless to be eradicated. Now that it has reached such proportions, illegal drug use has lost much of its power to trigger the kind of panics that flared up at intervals over the last century. Panics thrive on novelty and focus points, such as nightclubs on which to seize. The ambient presence of illegal drugs seems instead to have induced resignation, tinged with a certain complacency. But accepting that drugs are omnipresent is not the same as becoming indifferent to them. Parents still worry that their children may be endangered by drug use. People are still heartbroken when drugs cause harm to their loved ones. Those feelings are much the same today as they were 100 years ago, although they are set in different frames. Britain was another country in the past, but the people who lived in it are not so foreign to us.